What's up, folks? It's Coach Ty back at you with another one, and today we've got an exercise breakdown, one of my personal favorites, the Sissy Squat. So we're going to break down the form on this and also why this is one of my favorite and one of the best quad exercises you can do. So here we go. First things first, adjusting this to fit you. Now, they've got several different brands that make Sissy Squat benches or machines or stands, but they generally are pretty much the same across the board. You've got one pad that adjusts up and down, and then another pad that adjusts back and forth. So this pad here, you want to be as close up on your ankles as possible to keep you stable. And then this pad, you want to be right behind your knees. Now, there could be a reason why you'd want it slightly lower than your knees, but we'll come back to that here in a second. You pull on these, adjust up, and then that'll let you go back and forth. When you've got it in the right spot, you tighten there, and then same thing here. Pull, adjust to where you need it, and then tighten those. Now, it will take a little bit of experimentation in order for you to figure out exactly where you need it. So put it about as good as you can get it just by eyeballing it, hop onto the machine, perform a couple of squats, see how it feels. If it's not quite right, then adjust it from there. All right, one note for my fellow vertically challenged lifters. These are your best friend. So one challenge with a lot of the Sissy Squat benches that I've used in the past is this pad here can, in many cases, not go far back enough. So if you need to get more secure or more tight, what you can do is take a mat or a yoga mat, slide in there, and then now you got a little extra cushion so it won't dig quite as much into your ankles, and you're also a lot more secure. And you can even double or triple this mat up to make it even more secure. So now that we've got the machine or bench adjusted, now we're ready to actually perform some reps. So essentially, all you're gonna do is perform a squat. You wanna sit straight back, get the longest range of motion that you possibly can, and then extend back up. So try to push your calves into the back pad as you're extending back up. And that's gonna take this move from more of a squat to more of a leg extension, which is what we want, because we're really trying to hammer the quads with this exercise. So sit back nice and far, and then extend. And essentially what you have here now is a body weight leg extension exercise. In my previous video, I discussed the differences between closed and open chain exercises. Closed chain exercises being an exercise in which the body is moving, and open chain being an exercise in which the resistance is moving. So example would be closed chain would be push-up, open chain would be bench press. Closed chain would be pull-up, open chain would be barbell row, so on and so forth. And we know from the research that closed chain exercises do perform better for strength and muscle gain. So again, another reason, or reason number one, I should say, why this is one of my absolute favorite quad exercises. Our progressions with the Sissy Squat. You're gonna get pretty strong at the Sissy Squat just like you would with a normal body weight squat very quickly. So we're gonna need to progress at some point. So my first progression I'm gonna give you will be a goblet Sissy Squat, where you just hold your dumbbell in front of you like you would on a normal goblet squat. Your second progression will be holding two dumbbells at your side. Now, of course, you'll be able to do more weight that way, which is why I would put that second. Your third progression is going to be what I'm gonna call the Neo Sissy Squat, Matrix Sissy Squat. I don't know what to name this yet, but you guys help me figure it out. So essentially what you're gonna do is keep your hips more extended as you perform the Sissy Squat. Now, I do these all the way to the floor just because I've been doing these for a very long time, so I'm pretty strong at performing this exercise. You don't necessarily need to have that long of a range of motion, and you also don't necessarily need to have your hips that extended. Just start trying to get your hips more extended as you're performing the movement. The other benefit with doing it this way is you will induce some stretch-mediated hypertrophy in your quadriceps. Because your hips are extended, when you go all the way back and you flex at the knee, you are lengthening your quadriceps to a very significant degree. So you're gonna stretch those quads big time, which will be great for your growth and great for hypertrophy. Okay, so our next progression will be using a band. So you need to find a low point to anchor your bands to. So we're gonna use this cable stack here. And then next, step into the band. Walk on out. Get set up on your Sissy Squat bench. Now, the great thing about this is the band is pulling you backwards. So as you perform the squat, you have to extend your knees against that band. So this is actually the variation or the progression that I feel the most in my quadriceps when performing this. It's also got really nice accommodating resistance because as you go back, the band gets less taut and easier. And then as you extend, it's more and more taut. So that extension at the top, whereas usually you wouldn't have any tension on the quads up here, because this is pulling you backwards, you get a really hard contraction up here at the top. So the band is actually my favorite progression to use with the Sissy Squat. All right, folks, that's it for the Sissy Squat. I hope that's helpful. Also stay tuned for my quadricep guide coming soon. This exercise will most certainly be in there. Let me know what you want to hear from me next, how I can help. I'm here to help you. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share. I've got 2 other videos in the corners for you now, and I will see you with the next one. Deuces.